this paper copy back, Jody?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. Then I'll get this on camera as soon as it gets back in here.
Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Eugene, Oregon, and Sweet Johnson Stadium at Gary Selby Field on the campus of North Eugene High School. It's Doc Stewart's baseball for you tonight here on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score and streaming with video online at 541radio.com. Tonight, the finish of the season series between the Doc Stewarts and the Eugene Challengers. Last night, the Doc Stewarts take two against Eugene at home at Legion Field. Docs winning 11-10 in the nightcap after taking an 11-7 win in the opener. Docs come in winners in their last two. Meanwhile, Eugene has lost its last three. An important matchup here for the Doc Stewarts as they look to try and really build an edge for the Area 4 championship. Right now sitting in a tie for first place with two other teams. The Doc Stewarts can start to make sure they're at the top of the standings with another win here on the road. Try and take the season series against the Eugene Challengers with at least one victory here tonight. We welcome you into the broadcast. Joey Keyrand here with you on a beautiful day in Eugene. As we get ready for today's broadcast, this is your Budget Lumber pregame show. Budget Lumber, everything you need at great low prices. Budget Lumber, find them on Diamond Lake Boulevard where they strive to be number one. As we get ready for the broadcast here tonight, we will get a chance to catch up with head coach Scott Shaver after last night's doubleheader win for the Doc Stewarts. Find out what he thought about the Docs winning at home, where they have been very good this year. We'll talk to him coming up next in the pregame show. That is our Oregon Coach Crafters pregame coaches interview. Before we take our first break, want to remind everybody we are streaming with video online at 541radio.com. You can watch tonight's game streaming live for free. We'll have coverage of pretty much every Doc Stewart's baseball game on the video player there at 541radio.com throughout the rest of the season. So check that out. If you'd like to watch tonight's game, you can find it on 541radio.com. Put it up on the big screen and enjoy tonight's action from the comfort of your own couch. We'll have that for you. We'll continue on with the pregame show and have more for you as we get ready for our first pitch from Game 1 of tonight's doubleheader coming up in just a mere moments. Back after this 2-minute break, you're listening to Doc Stewart's Baseball on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
This county is your home.
But no matter where life takes you, Cascade Community Credit Union will be there whenever you need us.
We'll be there with access to over 30,000 no-fee ATMs worldwide.
We'll be there with an auto loan for your next vehicle.
And when you're ready to make your dreams a reality, we'll be there with a home mortgage and one-on-one support every step of the way. Because commitment to our members is reflected in everything we do. Cascade Community Credit Union, there whenever you need us.
Swimming season is finally here. But remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
Reese's Pieces. Popcorn with butter.
Starburst.
Popcorn.
Okay.
Skittles. Popcorn.
Swedish Fish.
Oh. Reese's Pieces.
Best snack for movies? Oh, buttered popcorn.
Okay. Back here with more of our pregame show on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score and streaming with video online at 541radio.com. It's time now for our Oregon Coach Crafters pregame coaches interview. The best care in RV services and repair. That's Oregon Coach Crafters. Joining us here in the pregame is head coach Scott Shaver. Doc Stewart's in Eugene to take on the Challengers for a doubleheader. And coach, last night it was a wild one. You had plenty of excitement in those games. Maybe not the way you'd like to draw it up, but a win is a win, and you get two of them against Eugene at home last night when you look back on that, what are some of the big takeaways for you guys as you kind of get into this real heart of the league schedule?
You know, we were resilient. We did a good job that way. We kept battling back. Whenever we had a bad inning defensively, we came back and spotted up in the bottom of that inning. That's positive. We found barrel all night long, which is great. I think we got some good relief pitching out of Noah Burke. That was good to see. Z shut him down for 4 innings. There was a lot of good things. I just like the fact that we competed.
You guys make the trip up here, but you're taking on a Eugene squad that even last night had played a lot of games in a short period of time. You kind of got them into their bullpen. As it seemed like they didn't want to, but eventually they had to make those decisions to go into their bullpen. Do you kind of look at this as maybe an opportunity, if you can get them on them here early, that maybe you can kind of get them deep into their rotation and take advantage of something like that here today?
You know, they've got 2 guys. They got 2 frontline guys that are going to go tonight. They'll be okay. They're on the home field. Eugene's hungry. Nobody likes to go on the road and lose too. It's the same thing we did to Grants Pass. We've got to stay ready to go. It should be good baseball tonight, so I'm looking forward to doing it.
Team mentality after a kind of a late one last night, then have to get up and get back to grinding in league play here today and make the road trip up here. We've talked about it before that, you know, road games haven't necessarily been the most kind to the Docs so far this season. The guys seem to be in the right mindset as they've been getting ready for today's ball game.
Yeah, I think so. We had a great BP session. I think we're ready to go. We've got to do a better job on the road. There's no question about that. But you get into league play, you start to play things a little bit different. I think we start today. I think we start our road games today and see what we can do.
You like to sometimes write off, not write off, but the month of June is a lot of an experiment for you as you try to piece this all together. Now you're into the month of July. How set are things? Are you still tinkering with things? Are you still trying to figure out exactly which guys belong where? I know you get Zach Holland back after he's been gone for a couple of weeks. You still have that opportunity to mix and match a little bit, but how much are you still tinkering with the lineup?
In order to win, you've got to have 13 guys that can hit. They be able to spot in at any time. That means you got to keep them hot. So, yeah, we'll always be moving lineups a little bit. They're going to be a little more set from here on out, absolutely. More than anything, it's about who's hitting the baseball, and that's what's you're gonna see kids revolve in and out of the dugout or in and out of the lineup based on that. You've got to hit at this level and field too. So the guy that's playing the complete package at the time, the guy's going to be on the field.
Wouldn't you like that to be all 12?
Yeah, and the 13. Nice thing is I've got 2 DHs both hitting over 300. They've both done a great job. It's a matter of getting those guys both at bats. Brody and Luke and that's the hardest position I believe to play on the field because you take half the inning off and it's hard to stay involved in the game, and those 2 guys have done a great job all summer long. So you're going to see both of those guys go in a doubleheader. You'll see one game, unless somebody gets incredibly hot, and then we'll roll in 2 games. But so it's a matter of trying to keep everybody hot for when you need them. A game like last night, Luke Lucido came in, put a ball to score a run. I mean, it wasn't great hit, but it worked for what it was. Yep. Kyle Leishner caught the first game, came in late in the second game, and got a hit that we needed at a time. That's baseball. That's the way it's going to be.
All right. Well, we look forward to today's matchup. The Doc Stewarts taking on the Eugene Challengers for their second straight doubleheader in league play. We'll have the details all for you as we continue on with the pregame show. That's head coach Scott Shaver, and that's our Oregon Coach Crafters pregame coaches interview, the best care in RV services and repair. Back with more of the pregame show after this here on 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Gotta go with barbecue. Cracked pepper.
Spitz cracked pepper.
Spitz cracked pepper.
Aunt Carol's barbecue seeds.
Barbecue. Ranch.
Barbecue. Barbecue.
Ranch.
Johnson Stadium, where we wrap up our Budget Lumber pregame show. Everything you need at great low prices. Budget Lumber on Diamond Lake Boulevard, where they strive to be lumber one. We'll have your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup coming up here in just a moment as we get ready for first pitch of Game 1. They're announcing the two teams out on the field here at Sweet Johnson. Going to be a busy night here in the press box. A few of the different voices going on. Yours truly, along with the PA announcer, Joe Hill here in the booth, and then Bill Crawford down at the other end doing the radio for the Eugene Challengers. So busy booth here tonight with a lot of people talking. I'll do my best to stay concentrated on what's going on in front of me. As for today, it's a beautiful day in Eugene, not too warm and plenty of sunshine. 79 degrees here as we get ready for first pitch. Sunshine overhead with blue skies as well. Looks like throughout the day we are going to watch the temperature drop to probably in the mid-60s by the time we wrap things up with today's doubleheader. The wind does not seem to be blowing around too much, but it is currently blowing left to right across the diamond, more out towards center at times as well. So that is your Supercuts weather report before we get ready for Game 1 of tonight's doubleheader. Supercuts in the Steelhead Run Plaza across from Starbucks on Garden Valley Boulevard. Save time and check out styles online at supercuts.com. We'll get ready for first pitch from Game 1 of today's Area 4 League doubleheader. Doc Stewart's come in a three-way tie for first at 4-2. The Eugene Challengers are 2-4 in league play, sitting in 5th place at the moment. We will have plenty more to talk about coming up throughout today's doubleheader. We'll have that for you when we return. It's our final 2-minute break, and first pitch coming up next from Sweet Johnson Stadium at Gary Selby Field on the campus of North Eugene High School in Eugene, Oregon. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
This county is your home.
But no matter where life takes you, Cascade Community Credit Union will be there whenever you need us.
We'll be there with access to over 30,000 no-fee ATMs worldwide.
We'll be there with an auto loan for your next vehicle.
And when you're ready to make your dreams a reality, we'll be there with a home mortgage and one-on-one support every step of the way. Because commitment to our members is reflected in everything we do. Cascade Community Credit Union, there whenever you need us.
Swimming season is finally here. But remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
Reese's Pieces. Popcorn with butter.
Starburst.
Popcorn.
Okay.
Skittles. Popcorn.
Swedish Fish.
Reese's Pieces.
Best snack for movies? Buttered popcorn.
Okay. Back at Sweet Johnson Stadium, getting ready for first pitch of Game 1 of today's doubleheader as the Challengers will take the field. We sit back behind at home as we get ready for this one to get underway here this afternoon. Joey Keyran here with you as we get ready for first pitch. Let's go ahead and take a look at our Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup. Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins with great low rates. Give them a call at 673-0363. For the Doc Stewarts, they will bat first as the visiting team. Head coach Scott Shaver in his 11th year leading the program will send out Garrett Russell to start things in the leadoff spot, playing in center field. Doran Gillespie hits second, playing in left, followed by first baseman Jonathan Stone. Luke Lucido, the DH, will bat in the cleanup spot, hitting for pitcher Jay Stoffel. Zach Mandera, the third baseman, batting fifth, followed by Cody Johnson, the shortstop. The seven-hitter is Kyler Leischner, today's catcher in Game 1. At second base, batting eighth is Jacob Luther. And rounding out the starting nine for head coach Scott Shaver is the right fielder, Jet Black. And that is your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup. As we look around the diamond defensively for Eugene on the mound, it's a lefty, Lucas Jackson, that'll get the start here in Game 1 of today's doubleheader. Jackson on the mound throws into Charlie Updegrave behind the plate, his battery mate there. Out at first base, Mason Croson getting the start in Game 1. At second base, Keller Edwards, Trent Keeler at short, and Peyton Bracey at third. In the outfield from left to right, Cal Morgan, Cole Wilkinson, and Jonathan Prescott. That is your look around the diamond defensively, getting you the starters for the Eugene Challengers. That's brought to you by Diamond Power Equipment, where the variety of outdoor power equipment is second to none. Getting ready to go for first pitch of tonight's ball game. Doc Stewart's looking to win a third straight game. Also, a win in at least one of these two contests today against the Challengers will mean that the Doc Stewarts have taken the season series against Eugene in Area 4 play. Right now, the Docs in every game against Eugene this season, the Docs have won 2 out of 3. They played in a tournament game here at Sweet Johnson Stadium at Gary Selby Field, and Eugene won that one 6-2. As the first pitch is in, and we are underway. First pitch, strike one against Garrett Russell, and Russell is in with the 0-1 pitch. That's back up the middle, and it'll drop in for a base knock in center field. Wilkinson charging in hard. Might have had ideas of trying to dive for that one, but he lets it fall, just a short hop in front of him. And Russell will get on with a leadoff single here tonight, getting things started for the Dr. Stewarts. So 1 on, nobody out as the Docs, again, trying to take the season series in league play. I guess a win here in one of these two games would take the season series overall. If they play 5 games, the Docs win 3. I guess that equals a series win, right, Joey? Simple math is a good thing. First pitch, a strike one against Doran Gillespie, who stands in. 1 on and nobody out. Gillespie in the 2 spot last night went 1 for 4 in Game 2 and was 1 for 5 in Game 1. Had a double in the first game of the doubleheader against Eugene. Docs won yesterday 11-7 and 11-10. A bunt third base side. Bracey coming in. He throws to first. He'll get the out on the sacrifice bunt by Doran Gillespie. Up to second base goes Garrett Russell. So Russell into scoring position. Doran Gillespie seeing if Peyton Bracey can make the play. Bracey had the throwing error to finish out Game 2 of that doubleheader. That allowed the walk-off win for the Doc Stewarts. He crumpled to the ground with an ankle injury, was icing it after the game in the dugout. Seems to be okay making the first play of the game for him defensively, getting the first out. Docs with 1 out, a man at second base. Jonathan Stone at the plate with a 1-0 count. Jackson's pitch inside to go 2-0 against Stone. Russell with the leadoff single to center field. Looking to try and score the leading run for the Docs. Docs fell behind 4-0 yesterday in the first inning of Game 1, but then scored 11 runs in the bottom half of the first. They took the lead in the first inning of Game 2. As a pitch misses high for Stone, he has a 3-0 count. So the Docs had the lead at the end of the first inning in both games yesterday. We'll see if they can continue that trend today against the Challengers. On the mound, Lucas Jackson, 3-0 pitch inside for ball 4, and it'll be 4 straight to issue out the walk to Jonathan Stone. Runners at first and second now for the Doc Stewarts. On the mound, Lucas Jackson, a 2017 Junction City graduate, was at SWAC last year in the spring, but redshirt it looks like. Didn't have any stats recorded as he gets a strike across here against Luke Lucido. Lucido, the DH for the Doc Stewarts, hitting for starting pitcher Jay Stoffel. He drove in the game-winning run in a sort of manner as he hits one towards third. Bracey bobbles with it. He'll throw to first, and he gets it there just in time to beat Luke. Peyton Bracey bobbling it around. He caught it up in his chest, right around his belly button, bobbled it around, was able to get it into the throwing hand and across the diamond in time to get Lucido. A little surprise there. Seemed like Luke just took a while to get down the line, but it was a possible double play ball. And Eugene unable to get the double play to finish off the first inning, but 2 down now. Runners at second and third for the Docs as Zach Mandera will try to drive in the first run. He fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. You could say good stick-to-itiveness there for Peyton Bracey at third. Didn't let the bobble take away the possibility of getting the out at first. Pitch misses well outside from the lefty to the righty. And Lucas Jackson has a 1-1 count against Mandera with 2 down. Jonathan Stone at second. Garrett Russell at third. Breaking ball does not break, and it stays high for a 2-1 count. Mandera playing at third base. Starting pitcher in Game 2 last night did not factor into the decision. Neither starting pitcher did. 2-1 pitch to him. In for a strike. In fact, it was the final pitcher for both teams that ended up getting the decision in Game 2 of that doubleheader. Noah Burke getting his second win of the year. Trent Keeler took the loss. 2-2 pitch here for Mandera with 2 down and 2 in scoring position. Ground ball towards short. Keeler gets it on the backhand. His throw to first is in time. Docs threaten, but they can't score in the first inning. Docs will leave 2 men on base. No runs on 1 hit. No errors. And again, the 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the first. Scoreless ball game. Eugene coming up to hit when we return here on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here. But remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
After a half inning, it's a scoreless ball game. Head to the bottom of the first. The Eugene Challengers coming up to hit. And let's run through the Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for head coach Josh Riley and the Eugene Challengers. Leading things off will be Trent Keeler, the shortstop. Keller Edwards, the second baseman, hits second. Cole Wilkinson in center field batting third, followed by the cleanup man Peyton Bracey at third base. Charlie Updegrave, the catcher, will bat fifth, followed by the DH Preston White, hitting for the starting pitcher Lucas Jackson. Jonathan Prescott in right field will bat seventh, followed by the first baseman Mason Croson. And Cal Morgan, the left fielder, rounds out the starting 9. They will hit against Jace Stoffel, who enters the game tonight for the Doc Stewarts. He will start. And Jace coming in 2-2 record on the year for Jay Stoffel. 19 and 2/3 innings pitched. His ERA a little inflated at 7.32. Try to bring that down a bit here. So he tries to keep it a scoreless game after 1 inning of play. The first pitch of the bottom of the first inning misses to Trent Keeler. 1-0 count. We'll run through the defense for the Doc Stewarts here. Excuse me, it's an 0-1 count. First pitch in for a strike. The second pitch fouled away. So that pitch I thought was a little high, but apparently I was wrong and looked away too soon. So it's an 0-2 count. It is 1-1. The scoreboard failed me at the first pitch there. Cameron. So it is a 1-1, and the foul ball now will make it a 1-2. So we'll stick with that. Nobody on, nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. We're off and rolling. After a lot of late one last night, I think we all just need a little bit of time to wake up here at the ball field here tonight. Doc Stewart's in a scoreless game with Eugene as we're in the bottom of the first. That pitch just on the outside corner, just missing for a 2-2 count. 2-2, nobody out, nobody on. We will run through things defensively, as I said. The 2-2 pitch from Stoffel, right down the middle for strike three. Gets him with the off-speed pitch, and that is our first Joe's Towing strikeout of the game for Jay Stoffel. Joe's Towing, don't strike out when you get stuck. Call Joe's Towing, your local professionals. So one away on the punch-out. Keller Edwards stands in next. The second baseman, right-handed batter. First pitch, high and away for ball one. Behind the plate tonight, it'll be Kyler Leischner here in game one. As we look around the diamond, Jonathan Stone at first, Jacob Luther out at second, Cody Johnson at short, and Zach Mandera at third. The outfield after this pitch, it's in the dirt for a 1-1 count. Make it 2-go, I'm sorry, spoke there. In the outfield from left to right, Doran Gillespie, Garrett Russell, and Jet Black. That is your look around the diamond for the defensive starters for the Docs, brought to you by Diamond Power Equipment, where the variety of power equipment, second to none. Backhand on a sharp ground ball to third. Mandera across the diamond, and the scoop and stretch made at first by Jonathan Stone. The defense backing up Stoffel there with an athletic play. Sharp ground ball down the line at third, and Mandera stabbing it with the backhand. And his throw across the diamond, those long arms, long legs from Jonathan Stone. He stretches to make the catch for the second out. 2 down. And up next, Cole Wilkinson, the lefty. First pitch, a swing and a miss for strike one. Doc Stewart's trying to keep it a scoreless ball game. The 0-1 to Wilkinson misses outside. Cole Wilkinson headed to the University of Portland next year after graduating from Churchill High School. Fouls one off, headed back towards the parking lot for strike two. Ball field here at Sweet Johnson Stadium, 320 down the left field line, 330 down the right field line, 390 to dead center field. There's a pitch upstairs. It'll go to a 2-2 count. Nice ballpark. Kept in well condition. You've got the football field and track beyond the first base side grandstands and the parking lot back behind the third base side. So balls, they can get out of play pretty quickly, and got to be careful out there. Parked cars or people, they are in play. 3-2 pitch. Wilkinson launches this one way up in the air. Calling for it, Jonathan Stone will call off Jacob Luther at first, and that'll wrap up things in the first inning. Neither team able to get a run across, and we head to the second inning in a scoreless ball game. Doc Stewart's coming up to hit when we return here on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Second inning action coming up. Doc Stewart's Baseball Today brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? Scoreless ball game after neither team able to do much in the first. Docs with one hit. Eugene goes hitless in the first. Leading things off for the Docs in the second inning will be Cody Johnson, Kyler Leischner, and Jacob Luther. Doc Stewart's orange has been the color of the season. Docs continue to wear the orange tops. Last night it was the orange sleeveless tops. Tonight it's the orange T-shirt tops. Gray trousers for the Doc Stewarts. White all the way around for the Eugene Challengers. White tops, white trousers. As the first pitch of the second inning misses outside for ball one against Cody Johnson. White tops, the white pants. The blue numbers on the back for the Challengers as Johnson will ground one towards short. Trent Keeler gets a nice easy hopper, but his throw at first offline, trying to avoid the tag at first. Cody Johnson goes diving around, and Croson able to make the tag at first base. Johnson goes down a little awkwardly, but he makes his way back to the dugout with no issues. I like this. I've always liked the socks for the Challengers. Blue socks with the red and white horizontal stripes. That's just a classic, cool look to me. Is a foul ball back for Leischner. We'll give him an 0-1 count in his first at-bat. I've enjoyed that look for teams. The horizontal stripes on the socks always gives me a very classic, old-school look. The 0-1 is upstairs for a 1-1 count here against Leischner. So all whites, it's the two-tone cap, or actually multicolored caps for the Eugene Challengers. Red on the back, white on the front panels, blue brims as well. And they may actually even have they got red panels on the sides, blue on the back, front on the white, and the blue bills of the caps. That is a very multicolored cap for the Eugene Challengers. 2-1 pitch for Leischner. Gets underneath this one, high in the air to left field. That one could be in no man's land, and it will fall for a base knock. Leischner, a long single there. That landed in between Cal Morgan, Trent Keeler, and Peyton Bracey. None of them able to get underneath that one in time to make the catch. Bracey kind of peeled off early. Keeler and Cal Morgan both giving their best attempt to try and get to that one. But a tough one to play for the shortstop, who was the closest, went right up over the top of him. He had to basically be standing right underneath it and then make a basket catch over his shoulder. First pitch now for Jacob Luther. Goes a grounder to second, could be two. Keeler will take it himself. His throw to first in time for the double play, and that'll wrap up the inning. So it was not a 1-2-3 inning, but they retire the side with just three batters coming up to hit. Doc Stewart's unable to do anything as they get their second hit of the ball game, but a double play will finish it. Doc Stewart's and Eugene in a scoreless ball game. No runs, one hit, no error. Nobody left on base for the Docs as we head to the bottom of the second inning here on CBS Sports Radio. 1490, The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
Gotta go with barbecue.
Cracked pepper.
Spitz cracked pepper.
Spitz cracked pepper.
Aunt Carol's barbecue seeds.
Barbecue.
Ranch.
Barbecue.
Barbecue.
Ranch.
The third baseman, number 9, Peyton Bracey.
Scoreless ball game so far as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Docs with a couple of hits, but have not been able to do anything with it so far. On the mound, Jay Stoffel will face Peyton Bracey to lead things off in the second inning. And Bracey will take a breaking ball for strike one from Stoffel. Stoffel with one strikeout so far in this ball game. Stoffel with the wind and fire. Fastball's low and outside for a 1-1 count. Talking about the uniforms there, Docs, they've been sticking with these orange tops. I guess they find that orange is their lucky color. Uniform descriptions are brought to you by Hammer Sport. There's a pitch upstairs for a 2-1 count. Hammer Sport is your hottest custom sportswear store for custom team jerseys, hats, and more. Find them in downtown Roseburg on Jackson Street. 2-1 pitch to Bracey in the air to right field. Going back is the second baseman, Jacob Luther, underneath it for the out. Jacob Luther in shallow right field, drifting back underneath that high fly ball from Peyton Bracey. Out in right field, Jet Black was charging in. Looked like he got kind of a poor read on it. Was late to charge in on that one, but luckily for the Doc Stewarts, Luther was able to get back underneath it in the shallow outfield. One away. Charlie Updegrave will stand in next. First pitch for the catcher, another lefty. He'll take for strike one on a breaking ball from Stoffel. This is the second lefty in the lineup so far for the Challengers. They've got a lefty-heavy lineup as they pitch in for a strike. An 0-2 count. Lefty-heavy on the side that the Doc Stewarts don't have a single left-hander in the lineup. I believe they have just one total as a pitch low and outside on the 0-2. Misses for a 1-2 count. Trying to remember, it's been so long since Zach Holland's been with us. He's been gone for 2 weeks. But I'm trying to remember if he was a left-handed batter. I kind of feel like he was. I've got that note somewhere. Swing, and that one fouled away by Updegrave. He'll stay with the 1-2 count. Taking a look at it here. Holland. The 1-2 pitch. Updegrave goes left side. Gillespie seems to have a good read on that one. Didn't have to make too much of an adjustment. Just shading it to his right. He's underneath it for the second out. A pair of pop-outs so far in the second inning for the Challengers. 2 down, nobody on base, and Preston White will step in. Preston White DHing here in this one. Did play in the field yesterday. Unfortunately, had a tough day at third with a few errors yesterday. And after a quick check of my notes, Zach Holland does, in fact, bat left-handed. First pitch fouled away by Preston White. I'm pretty sure Zach Holland, the only lefty in the lineup for the Doc Stewarts. He's not playing in Game 1. Just made it back with the team today. He's expected to start in Game 2. As a pitch in for strike 2 against Preston White. The DH stands back in. The 0-2. He lines towards left center. That'll get in for the first base hit of the ball game for the Challengers. Gillespie gets it. He's going for 2. The throw in. If they can get the tag down, no. Preston White almost finds his way. Actually, he does find his way to second. The Docs almost get a out at second. And that'll be a runner on with 2 away. First base hit of the ball game. It goes for a double in the left field alley. That one getting down. Gillespie getting to it and cutting it off. His throw just a little off the mark. And if it had been there, Jacob Luther might have had a chance to make the tag for the final out. First pitch to Jonathan Prescott misses outside for ball 1. 1-0 delivery coming up here for Stoffel. Right down the middle, he gets it in for a strike. So Stoffel trying to keep it a 0-0 ball game after giving up his first hit. It goes for extra bases. The 1-1 low. Leichner gloving it out of the dirt. Pass balls have been wild pitches, but balls getting to the backstop have been an issue this season for the Doc Stewarts. They'll admit that. They have to me. Leichner making a nice job there. You've got a man at second. You don't want to let one get by. As a pitch swung on and missed. Breaking ball. Jonathan Prescott off the mark with his swing, and he's got a 2-2 count. 2 away, trying to wrap it up here. Stoffel, his longest inning of work here in the second so far, facing his 4th batter. His 2-2 pitch, line drive to right field. Jet Black will get it on a hop. They're going to send the runner to the plate. Jets relay throw, not in time. No, just a tad late. The throw from Stone didn't get there in time, and it'll be a 2-out RBI single for Jonathan Prescott to right field. Preston White running quickly, stretching that long hit to the left field alley for a double, and then scoring, taking 2 bases on a single to right field. So the Doc Stewarts trail Eugene 1-0. The run coming in with 2 outs. Go to the 8-hitter Mason Croson, who will take for ball 1. Jett had a nice throw. Just took too long to relay to the plate. It was a pitch low for a 2-0 count. Two balls and no strikes here against Croson. A 1-0 lead for Eugene. Stoffel outside, and it seems as if giving up the run has affected him maybe just a bit here early on in this contest. Has to settle himself back in. 3-0 delivery coming up. Jay Stoffel trying not to put another man on with 2 outs. He'll get a strike across on the 3-0 pitch. Jett had a good throw. Jonathan Stone had a good throw to the plate. It just, the whole process just took a split second too long. 3-1 in the air to center. Russell charging in. He'll make the play for the final out. Doc Stewarts give up the lead on a 2-out rally for Eugene, and they get a double and a single to score 1 run on 2 hits. No Doc Stewart errors, 1 man left on base. We head to the 3rd inning. It's 1-0 Eugene in front of the Doc Stewarts on CBS Sports Radio. 1490 the score.
Peter Griffin from Family Guy.
Goofy.
Okay.
Favorite cartoon character? SpongeBob.
Tigger.
All right.
My favorite cartoon character is Squidward.
No runs on 2 hits, no errors for the Doc Stewarts. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors for the Eugene Challengers as we start the top of the 3rd inning. A 1-0 lead for Eugene, coming with 2 outs there in the bottom of the 2nd. Leading things off will be the 9-1-2 hitters. Jet Black steps in for his first at-bat against Lucas Jackson. First pitch. That ball in the air towards left field for Jet. But out there to make the grab will be Cal Morgan for the first out in the 3rd inning. 1 away and back to the top of the lineup for the Doc Stewarts. Doc's Baseball today brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home. Serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces. That is Fisher's Hearth and Home. 1 away for the Docs in the 3rd. They've had a base hit in every inning so far. In the 1st inning, it was Garrett Russell that stepped up. First at-bat of the game, and was able to drill one to center field for a leadoff single. The first pitch to him of his 2nd at-bat, Jackson gets it in for a strike on a breaking ball. Well, just 1 run through the first 2 innings of this ball game. This one off to a slower start as Russell bunts one 3rd base side. Bracey gets it, his throw to first. He doesn't even make it. Russell will get his 2nd base hit of the game as he lays one down the 3rd base side. Almost surprised that Bracey picks that one up. Thought he might just see if it goes foul, and it didn't. It stayed in fair territory by the time that Bracey got to it. It's grass down the lines on 1st and 3rd here at Sweet Johnson Stadium, whereas at Legion Field you've got the dirt there. So if it rolls off the grass, it's usually rolling foul. Here, if it's on the grass and it's rolling fair, it's probably going to stay fair. The pickoff throw to first, Russell back in safely. Saying it's out to a slow start here. 1 run through the first 2 innings. Yesterday we had 11 runs combined through the first inning of play in Game 1. Doc scored 2 in the first inning of Game 2. So 1 run through 2 innings of play? These teams are slumping a little bit compared to what we saw yesterday. Doran Gillespie at the plate has a 1-0 count from Lucas Jackson. Gillespie laid down a sac bunt in the first inning. Looks like he's looking to swing away here. He'll take just a bit high and inside for 2-0 count. Russell on base for a second time in the ball game. Was left stranded at third in the first inning. He's 2 for 2 in the ball game. He takes a moderate lead. Got the lefty with a decent pickoff move on the mound. Jackson set, delivers in, a swing and a miss from Gillespie. 2 balls and a strike now for him. Just thinking back the early matchup between these two teams, and there we go. Thought maybe Lucas Jackson had pitched earlier against us, but no, did not. 2-1 delivery here. Gillespie in the air to right field. That one tailing towards the line. It is caught for the second out. Prescott out there racing to the line. That one stays in fair territory. The catch made for the second out.
Jonathan Stone.
2 down. Docs will need their own 2-out rally like Eugene had in the bottom of the second to try and put a run across. Docs trailing 1-0 here in the top of the third. Jonathan Stone in. He drew a walk his first time. Steal attempt from Russell. He gets into second, and the ball gets away. He'll move up to third, and the Docs will have a man in scoring position at third base after a steal and an error. Put Garrett Russell at third, and the first pitch was in for a strike against Stone. He's got an 0-1 count. Russell wisely realizing that as the ball got by, it was just going into shallow center field, and no one was going to get to it quick enough. Stone pulls one left side, that one going deep, but foul. It was going to be contained by the ballpark. Doesn't clear the fence out there. But he hit that one well. It just goes over the hedges here at Sweet Johnson Stadium. 2 strikes now against Jonathan Stone, and the pitch just misses. And that'll get a few jeers from the home crowd here today. Kevin Rice calling balls and strikes behind home. Matt Favreau is our field umpire today. The 1-2 pitch coming up for Jackson. Breaking ball, and it's high again, and that one's going to get another jeer from the fans. They were not happy about that call, and I don't blame them. That one didn't look off by much. Stone, a bigger guy, you would think has a bigger strike zone. A pitch, another one misses. 3 straight that have not missed by much for Lucas Jackson. Full count pitch coming up here for Jonathan Stone. Surprised he has let those 3 go by. And it's low and inside. He'll draw another walk. So 2 walks to Jonathan Stone so far in this ball game. Stone has both walks issued by Lucas Jackson. Runners on the corners with 2 down, and Luke Lucido will try to tie this ball game up with 2 outs. Russell on at third, Stone on at first. Despite his size at 6'7", Stone with those long legs has pretty good speed. He's got a handful of stolen bases this year. We'll see what they decide to do. First pitch high to Luke Lucido for a 1-0 count. At third base, head coach Scott Shaver coaching at third. He was letting Tom Nielsen handle those duties throughout much of the season, but Nielsen has been on a brief family vacation to New York. Stone checks his wristband at first, takes his lead. The 1-0. Lucido softly hit towards short. That's not going to carry enough. Keeler will call for it. And into the outfield grass, the shortstop makes the play. So the Doc Stewarts leave a man at third for a second time in the ball game, and they continue to trail 1-0. Go to the bottom of the third inning. Eugene coming up to hit with a 1-run lead on CBS Sports Radio, 1490, The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Peter Griffin from Family Guy.
Goofy.
Okay.
Favorite cartoon character? SpongeBob.
Tigger.
All right.
My favorite cartoon character is Squidward.
Let's go, Cal. The left fielder, number 6, Cal Morgan.
Start the bottom of the third inning. It's a 1-0 ball game in favor of the Eugene Challengers, the home team. They're looking to win their first game in league play against the Doc Stewarts. Today's game brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Jay Stoffel on the mound faces Cal Morgan. First pitch, a breaking ball, misses outside for ball 1. Stoffel so far, he's given up just 2 hits. They both came in the second inning. A double and a single drove in the 1 run of the game so far for the Challengers. Pitch misses up and away for a 2-0 count for Stoffel. Jace kind of got a little erratic after giving up that first run of the game, looking to settle back in here. His 2-0 pitch just off the edge of the plate for a 3-0 count. Cal Morgan, the last batter to step in against Stoffel for the Challengers. They'll head back to the top of the lineup after this. A 3-0 pitch. Jace gets one to run back on the outside edge for a strike. Morgan, the left fielder. A 3-1 count to him, leading things off in the third. The pitch, swing and a miss on another breaking ball that drops underneath the swing, and it goes to a full count. Cal Morgan from Sheldon. The 3-2 pitch. Just off the edge, didn't miss by much like the pitches against Jonathan Stone. That one not off by a lot. So 1 on.
The shortstop, number 3.
First walk issued by Jay Stoffel, trying to attack that outside corner against the 9-hitter. Stoffel just couldn't get the strike call. Top of the lineup, Trent Keeler in. He was squaring to bunt, but he'll take a strike instead. Keeler, the shortstop, struck out looking in the first inning. Only strikeout of the game so far for Stoffel. He'll step off and look to first, but no throw. Stoffel coming into the matchup. Jay Stoffel had 17 strikeouts on the year to 18 walks. Walks now back in front after he issued the one to Cal Morgan. A pitch missing low for a 1-1 count against Trent Keeler. Walks weren't as big of an issue for Stoffel during the spring season. He had a good strikeout total, but started out the summer season a little bit off the mark as a foul ball will send the runner back to first. Morgan had taken off trying to steal for second. At the plate, it's a 1-2 count for Keeler. Stoffel during the summer. He started out his first couple of outings. He was a little erratic. He's trying to make up for those walk numbers since. His 1-2, just low. It bounces off the glove for Leishner and up to second base. Runner in his scoring position. Cal Morgan. Morgan up into scoring position. The pass ball against Leishner. 2-2 delivery now for Keeler. Swing and a miss. It's the second strikeout of the game for Keeler. This time he goes down swinging, and Jay Stoffel has another Joe's Towing strikeout. Don't strike out when you get stuck. Call Joe's Towing, your local professionals. One away on the punch-out. Keller Edwards in next, grounded out as a third in the first inning. Doc Stewart's trying to keep the runner out at second, right where he's at. Stoffel's first pitch here for Edwards. A line drive shot to Stone at first. He thinks about a throw to second, but does not. That one going opposite direction for Edwards, and just picked up off the turf there by Stone. Jonathan Stone is the name. Oh, boy. Stone picking that one out of the air just above the turf. 2 down now on the one pitch out for Jay Stoffel. On the line out to first base by Keller Edwards. Cole Wilkinson steps up next. He's got a 1-0 count. First pitch missing away from the righty to the lefty. That ball in the air, foul territory, left field side as it hooks just enough. Good news for the Doc Stewarts is that ball, a long run out there for Doran Gillespie. Gillespie trying to chase it, but if that had been closer to line and possibly fair, he probably wasn't going to get to it. 1-1 pitch for Wilkinson. They're playing him more as a pull hitter. As a look back to second, nobody there covering, so Stoffel does not throw. Back in with a head first slide went Morgan. Dirties up that white jersey. 1-1 pitch for Stoffel. Wilkinson out to right field. That's probably going to drive in another run. Jet Black up with it. His throw is going to go to second. And the Challengers will add another run here in the third. 2-0, they take the lead. Another two-out run for Eugene. That one a single to right field by Cole Wilkinson. 2-0, Eugene in front. Peyton Bracey will try to keep the action going. Cal Morgan scoring from second. Runner going first pitch. Throw down to second by Leischner. Just behind the runner. Wilkinson in safely. A very on-target throw by Leischner, but it was on the shortstop side of second and a long reach for the tag for Johnson. Couldn't get it there in time. Pitch fouled away for strike two against Peyton Bracey. First pitch was a called strike as Wilkinson took second. And now the foul ball gives Bracey with the 0-2 count. 2 down, one man out at second. The 0-2 pitch, low for ball one. Back to second base goes Wilkinson after the throw in. Challengers aggressive on the base path so far, taking advantage and getting a couple of runs. Pitch away for a 2-2 count against Bracey, who is 0 for 1 in the ballgame. Runners, both times they have scored, they come in from second base, scoring on singles. 2-2 pitch into the netting, stays a 2-2 count. And again, we talked about it last night a little bit. Pass balls and balls to the backstop coming back to haunt the Docs. Without that pass ball, Cal Morgan might have still been at first base. As a pitch in the dirt, it goes to a full count against Bracey. Heck, even if not for the pass ball, Morgan might have been at first when Jonathan Stone made the catch on the line drive and might have been able to get a double play. Full count pitch. Just misses. And again, that pitch not off by much. So a walk issued, second of the third inning for Jay Stoffel, and now a visit out to the mound for head coach Scott Shaver. Stoffel into his third inning of work, needs one more out, and he goes to the heart of the lineup here. Charlie Updegrave, the catcher, will get a chance to hit. Updegrave flew out to left field back in the second inning. This is the sixth batter to the plate for the Challengers in this third inning. Jay Stoffel waiting for the umpires to get reset here, and we're ready to go. Stoffel delivers his first pitch out of the stretch, swing and a miss out of Updegrave for an 0-1 count. Updegrave committing the second out in the second inning on that line drive fly out to left field. It's got the 0-1 count here. The lefty, he hugs that inside edge. He will swing and miss at a high fastball for strike two. And Updegrave with a couple of big cuts early on against Stoffel. And Jace able to blow by him so far. Now here's a spot where you might want to try and bury one in the dirt as Updegrave will choke up. The 0-2 pitch to him. Throws in. It is low. Leischner able to keep it in front of him. And a 1-2 count. Expected maybe a breaking ball, off-speed pitch on that 0-2 count, trying to bury one in the dirt. But it was a fastball. Updegrave didn't chase. The 1-2 pitch to him with runners at first and second, 2 away in the third. Stoffel will step off. Oh, they call a balk on Jay Stoffel. He stepped off with his back foot is what Jace thought he did. And the umpire is going to say that he moved his hands first. And so the runners will both move up. So now 2 runners in scoring position for Updegrave. The 1-2 pitch. He swings and pops this one high in the air. It's into the outfield. The shortstop, Cody Johnson, he had to dance around a bit, but he gets underneath it for the final out. Doc Stewart's give up a run, but they do strand a couple of challengers' runners. 1 run on 1 hit, no Doc Stewart errors, and 2 men left on base for the challengers. Come back with the top of the 4th inning, a 2-0 ball game. Doc's needing to get some offense going here on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Douglas County is your home, but no matter where life takes you, Cascade Community Credit Union will be there whenever you need us. Through every adventure, we'll be there with access to over 30,000 no-fee ATMs worldwide. Through every triumph, we'll be there every step of the way with a home mortgage. And through all life's little quirks, we'll be there with one-on-one support to get you back on the road in no time. Neighbors are there for each other, and that's exactly who we are. Cascade Community Credit Union, there whenever you need us.
Gotta go with barbecue.
Cracked pepper. Spitz cracked pepper.
Spitz cracked pepper.
Aunt Carol's barbecue seeds.
Barbecue.
Ranch.
Barbecue. Barbecue.
Ranch.
Lucas Jackson on for his 4th inning of work. He's got a shutout going at the moment. 3 hits against the Doc Stewart so far. Doc's not been able to push a run across despite having 4 runners left on base, 2 of them in scoring position. Doc's trying to come up with that clutch hit. So far, they've come up empty. Meanwhile, Eugene on the other side, they've scored 2 runs on with 2 outs in this ball game. A run in the 2nd and a run in the 3rd. Zach Mandera leads things off for the Doc Stewarts, takes outside from Jackson for a 1-0 count. So right now the difference has been clutch hitting for the 2 sides. 2 out hits for Eugene and leaving men stranded on base in scoring position for the Docs. A pitch low for Mandera gives him a 2-0 count. Zach grounding out to shortstop in the 1st inning. That finished off the inning, leaving Garrett Russell stranded at 3rd. The 2-0 pitch to Zach is in the dirt for a 3-0 count. Docs had to come back in Game 2 at last night's doubleheader. They were up 2-0, but a 7 spot in the 5th made it 7-2. Docs got 3 back in the bottom of the 5th, made it 7-5, and then scored 4 in the bottom of the 6th to take the lead. And they still had to come back in the bottom of the 7th inning to come back and win it on a walk-off as a 3-0 pitch to Mandera taken for strike 1. Jackson fighting his way back into the at-bat. His 3-1 pitch. Mandera gets underneath it out towards left field. Going back a few steps is Morgan, but underneath it he camps for the first out. 1 out. Mandera, a routine fly ball to left field for the first.
Number 12, Cody Johnson.
Cody Johnson trying to get something started here. 0 for 1 in the game with the ground out to short for him. Johnson likely going to be our starter for Game 2 on the mound. Cody will dig in after seemed like a brief conversation there with the home umpire for some reason. First pitch, he swings and fouls it first base side out of play for strike 1. Cody getting played straight up by the Eugene defense. The 0-1 pitch, he'll pull third base side, foul. Peyton Bracey giving chase. But that one in across the chalk line out of his reach for strike 2. Kyler Leishner waiting on deck. He reached on a bloop single to no man's land out in left field. One of just 3 hits in the ballgame for the Doc Stewarts so far. The other 2 go to Garrett Russell. Swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt for Cody. He'll head on down to first. The throw there will get him. That's the first strikeout of the ballgame for Lucas Jackson. And it's the second out here in the fourth inning.
Catcher, number 9, Kyler Leischner.
2 down, nobody on base. Docs will send Kyler Leischner to the plate, 1 for 1 in the game for him. First pitch, Leischner right field. That one's going to tail right to the right fielder, Jonathan Prescott, for a 1-2-3 inning for Lucas Jackson. Docs can't get any momentum building in the fourth inning. First time they do not pick up a hit. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We head to the bottom of the fourth inning. It's a 2-0 score. The Eugene Challenge in front of the Doc Stewarts on CBS Sports Radio, 1490, The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
Bottom of the fourth inning. Doc Stewart's Baseball today brought to you by Dr. Bonnie Gower. Optometrist Dr. Bonnie Gower is here to open your eyes to more options when it comes to your vision. To find out more or to schedule your appointment, call 440-2590. We enter the bottom of the fourth inning with it a 2-0 lead in favor of the Eugene Challengers. Doc Stewart's with Jay Stoffel still on the mound. He's only allowed 3 hits in the ball game, but a couple of hits with 2 outs to drive in runs have put the Challengers in front. First pitch, as we start things off here in the bottom of the fourth, is in for a called strike against Preston White. White back in with an 0-1 count. He takes for strike 2. Couple of called strikes so far against Preston, who is 1 for 1 in the game, had a double in the second, scored a run, the first of the game for the Challengers. He takes upstairs for a 1-2 count. The 1-2, ground ball to third, Mandera in front of it. He's got lots of time. He'll throw. They throw up the line. Jonathan Stone making the tag for the out.
Fielder, number 16, Jonathan Prescott.
Had time. Mandera might have taken a little bit too much of a lax approach on that one. Preston White not down the line overly quickly. 1 away, and up next, Jonathan Prescott in. He had the RBI single in the second to try and start to score the first run. Now he tries to lay down a bunt, and it goes right up in the air on top of home. And there to catch it is Kyler Leischner. 2 down now. Quickly here for Jay Stoffel, getting a couple of quick outs, trying to get a 1-2-3 inning to respond to Eugene's 1-2-3. First pitch in for strike 1 against Mason Croson. Stoffel throwing strikes. Here's a dribbler third base side, and it's going to be a base hit on the infield for Croson. Mandera coming in, his only chance was to glove it and throw on the run, and as he charged in, that one just underneath his reach for an infield single for Mason Croson, and that'll get a man on with 2 outs, and the Docs will have to be careful. This is when the damage has been done the last 2 frames for the Eugene Challengers. The 9-hitter, Cal Morgan, will come up. He scored in the 3rd inning after drawing a walk and getting into scoring position on a pass ball. First pitch, swing and a miss for strike 1. Jay Stoffel, now 4 hits allowed in the ball game. Pitch just outside to go to a 1-1 count. The wind and fire from Stoffel, another breaking ball, swing and a miss. Jay Stoffel trying to get through this 4th inning. Still a tight ball game, just 2-0. That was the score after 4 innings of play in last night's game 2 of the doubleheader, and it ended up being an 11-10 score. Grounder to second base. Jacob Luther will make the throw over to first. Morgan down the line quickly. Made that interesting, but Jacob Luther gets the final out. No runs for Jay Stoffel. He holds Eugene in check here in the 4th inning. No runs, 1 hit. There were no Doc Stewart errors, 1 man left on base. We head to the top of the 5th inning. You're listening to Doc Stewart's Baseball on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Through 4 innings of play, it's a 2-0 ball game. Doc Stewart's trailing the Eugene Challengers. Joey Kieran here with you from Sweet Johnson Stadium at Gary Selby Field in Eugene. Doc's Baseball today brought to you by Cruz Farms Market, now open for the season. Don't forget the pie. Lucas Jackson still on the mound for the Challengers, allowing just 3 hits and no runs so far. First pitch to Jacob Luther to lead things off is in for a strike on the outside corner. Luther grounded out to shortstop in the 2nd inning. It was a ground ball up the middle that started off an inning-ending double play. He'll hold back as the pitch misses outside for a 1-1 count. That was after Leischner got on with the bloop single, but Leischner was the first out in the double play, and then Luther wrapped up the inning out at first. He takes a breaking ball, ends up below the strike zone. 2-1 is the count. Luther fouls it to the backstop for strike 2. Jacob has come up with some big hits throughout the season so far, doing a nice job in split duty at second base with Caden Johnson. Ground ball left side for Jackson, or for Luther. Throw across at first, it gets away, and Luther going to quickly try to go for second, and he's going to get bailed out. I don't know what he possessed him to try and take second base on that one. The ball just barely got by the first baseman, Mason Croson, and backing up the play was Updegrave, the catcher. He got to it quickly and probably would have had a good chance at getting Luther at second, but he bobbled the baseball and couldn't get a handle on it, and Luther will get into scoring position. So the Docs catch a bit of a break there, a throwing error. We'll get Luther on and to second base in scoring position with nobody out. And the first pitch just misses for ball 1 against Jet Black, the 9-hitter. A 1-0 pitch coming up for Jet, who's 0 for 1 with a fly out to left field. Swing and a miss for strike 1. This is one of those moments the Docs have been in need of a clutch hit, but they do have a man in scoring position with less than 1 out. The 1-1 pitch outside, and Jet Black will have the advantage in the at-bat so far. They'll check the wristbands as Coach Shaver directs the offense from the third base coach's box. Assistant Coach Eric Savage down at first saw that it looked like Coach Rod Trask with the team today as well on the road. The 2-1 inside corner for a strike, thigh high for Jet, and he's got a 2-2 count. Jet looking to come up with a 2-2 hit here to at least move the runner up to third. He'll take upstairs for a full count. If anything, even if you're going to commit the out, put it in play and see if you can get Luther over to third base. Full count pitch coming up here from Jackson. That one fouled away by Jet and out of play. I think that one just stays inside the stadium here. Maybe just over the top and have a little bit of an obstructed view that direction. Jackson trying to get the first out here with Jacob Luther on at second. The 3-2 pitch. Jet puts it in the air to right field. This one could be trouble. No, it'll be taken by the right fielder. Prescott underneath it. He came charging in, going out the second baseman, Edwards. Both of them look like they were struggling to figure out exactly where to be on that ball. But it hangs up long enough that Prescott's able to run underneath it. He records the first out here in the fifth inning. Docks again with a man at second base, now one away. Russell will step in. Always a threat to bunt. He takes high for ball one. Playing at third base, Peyton Bracey's playing in a bit, but he's going to have to stay back to cover third with the runner on at second if Russell were to try and lay down a bunt. He takes high for ball two. Russell with 2 hits already in the ball game, looking for his third and a chance to try and drive in Jacob Luther from second. On the mound, the lefty, Lucas Jackson, trying to find the strike zone with this 2-0 pitch, and he misses for a 3-0 count. Doc's Baseball today has been brought to you by Dr. Lanson Randall. And for new patients, mention the code PERFECTSMILE and receive a free exam and x-rays. 3-1 delivery from Jackson. He will cut that one on the inside corner. Cuts it close, but he gets the called strike against Russell. 3 balls and a strike. Garrett trying to find any way on base that he can. His 3-1 pitch from Jackson. Luther with the lead at second. No one holding him on. And there's ball 4. For Jackson, that is his third walk issued in the ball game. First one to a player not named Jonathan Stone. Stone has gotten 2 walks in his 2 at-bats. He's the on-deck hitter. Up next will be Doran Gillespie, batting with Russell at first, Luther at second. Jacob Luther getting on with his ground ball to third that resulted in a throwing error from Peyton Bracey. First pitch swinging for Gillespie, fouls it away, up and over the netting, and out of play to the right side, down the bleachers just a little way, back up over the home dugouts on the first base side. Gillespie in the ballgame 0 for 1 had a sac bunt in the first, flew out to right field in the third. Line drive shot, that gets down in left field. Doc Stewart will get at least one. Luther heading to the plate. They're going to stop Russell at third. Gillespie in with a double. He had one yesterday. Doran Gillespie gets his second double against the Challengers in this league series, and he drives in the Doc's first run of the ball game. A sharp line drive down that third base side just barely lands inside the chalk line. Back behind third, it touched once on the infield dirt, then rolled out into left field foul territory. He drives in Luther from second to get the Doc's back within 1. Russell goes first to third. Doc's with 2 runners in scoring position and 1 away, and Jonathan Stone has a chance to try and tie the ball game up. First pitch coming up for Stone. Misses a little upstairs for ball 1. And Stone had the interesting strike zone in the third inning. Drew a walk with many vocally contested pitches from the fans behind home. A pitch low for a 2-0 count. His strike zone is probably a lot bigger than most players at 6'7". And so I've heard talks about how sometimes it seems the strike zone doesn't adjust for the bigger guy. The 2-0 pitch for Stone. Check swing. He wanted to pull that back. That got fouled off of either his hands or off the end of the bat for strike one. Out at second base, Doran Gillespie. At third base is Garrett Russell. Doc's 90 feet away from tying the game up. 2-2 here in the fifth. The 2-1 for Stone is in the dirt, up to Grave behind the plate, uses the chest protector to knock it down, keeps it in front of him, traps it right by the plate. Nowhere for either runner on base to try and go. 3-1 count. Stone on the verge of drawing his third walk of the game and loading the bases. Luke Jackson out of the windup. Misses, and it's ball four. And Jonathan Stone, productive at-bats, finding his way on base each and every time. He takes the walk, heads on down to first, and it's Luke Lucido coming up looking for his first hit of the game. Luke with a ground ball to third in the first inning. Grounding out there, and he popped out to shallow outfield to the shortstop, Trent Keeler. First pitch swinging, he fouls it back to the net for strike one. Luke trying to drive in a run. A sacrifice fly would do the trick if he can get it out of the infield. Challengers playing with the corners in. They're playing a double play depth up the middle. The 0-1 for Lucido. It gets by. Russell breaking for the plate. He will score, and the Doc Stewarts tie the game up on the wild pitch. Russell will come in. We're tied at 2. Still just 1 away and 2 men in scoring position. Up to second base goes Jonathan Stone, and to third base goes Doran Gillespie. A 1-1 count at the plate for Luke Lucido. Jackson delivers. That's Lucido will drive in Gillespie from third. Stone coming in to score. That one rolled all the way to the fence, and Lucido's in with a stand-up double, driving in 2. And his first hit of the ball game is a big one. Doc Stewart's add a couple more runs and take the lead here in the fifth inning. Gillespie scores from third. Stone from second. Trading places with Jonathan Stone. Luke Lucido out in scoring position with 1 away, and the Doc Stewarts now leading 4-2. And a visit out to the mound for the coaching staff for the Eugene Challengers. And out on the mound, this doesn't seem like it has to do with pitching. It seems like it may have to do more with defensive alignment for the starting pitcher, Lucas Jackson, on where he needs to be with the ball in play like that. He's pointing all over the place, but needless to say, it did not look like head coach Josh Riley was happy during that conversation on the mound with Lucas Jackson. So Lucido comes through. Doc Stewart's finally get the clutch hit they have been looking for. Zach Mandera will bat with 1 away, and Luke Lucido out at second base. Doc's leading at 4-2. First pitch to Mandera is a strike. That shot from Lucido got into left field in a hurry and took off rolling all the way to the fence. Made for a long run out there in left field by Cal Morgan. By the time he got to it, Lucido had no problem getting into second, standing up with no tag. 1-1 count at the plate for Zach Mandera. Lucas Jackson's pitch. Strike at the belt buckle inside corner. A ball and 2 strikes now against him. Do have some action going on in the bullpen for the Challengers. It looks like it's Preston White getting loose. Doc's also with some action in their bullpen. A 1-2 for Mandera. Breaking ball, strike 3 called. Jackson gets a beautiful strike. That breaking ball, a nice looper, dropped right into the heart of the strike zone for the second out. Second strikeout of the game for Lucas Jackson. Jackson had the strikeout of Cody Johnson in the fourth. Now Zach Mandera and Cody Johnson will come up for a second time. Make it a third time in the game, looking to make amends for that strikeout back in the fourth inning. First pitch to Cody, fouls it away for strike 1. Cody Johnson batting sixth for the Doc Stewarts. Out at second base, still Luke Lucido after driving in two to give the Doc Stewarts a 4-2 advantage. Doran Gillespie had the double to drive in one, the first run of the game for the Docs. Pitch just outside for a 1-1 count against Cody. Here in this fifth inning, Docs with 4 runs. Luther got on with an error, came in on the Gillespie double as a ball high in the air into shallow right field. The second baseman out to make the catch and wrap things up in the top of the fifth. We'll recap the scoring when we come back, but the Doc Stewarts take a lead here in the fifth inning as they get 4 across the plate and lead 4-2 heading to the bottom of the fifth on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Swimming season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
Gotta go with barbecue.
Cracked pepper. Spitz cracked pepper.
Spitz cracked pepper.
Aunt Carol's barbecue seeds.
Barbecue.
Ranch.
Barbecue.
Barbecue.
Ranch.
Bottom of the fifth inning coming up. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Doc Stewart's Baseball on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Mostly sunny early evening. The current Eugene temperature is 80 degrees. Very pleasant night for baseball here at Sweet Johnson Stadium. Jay Stoffels first pitch to Trent Keeler.
Jay Stoffel still on the mound for the Doc Stewarts as he fires in the first pitch high for ball one against Trent Keeler, the shortstop, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. He squares to bunt, third base side. Mandera barehand throw to first. Just behind the runner. Keeler will get on safely. Nice play by Mandera. It was almost an out, but just ahead of the throw goes Keeler. Mandera barehanding that one down the third base line and able to get it to first, but Stone couldn't stretch far enough on that one. And it is an infield single there against Stoffel. That's the second one of those we've had in this game. Is a first pitch strike now against Keller Edwards. Edwards was squaring to bunt, looking like he possibly could be attempting to move a runner into scoring position. Not showing the bunt yet. He showed early in the first pitch. The 0-1 pitch, he'll square to bunt, and he puts it in the air, third base side. Mandera in foul territory, not in time to get to that one. Mandera racing to get to it. A dive attempt might have resulted in a catch there for Zach, but it seemed as if his balance not quite there to be able to dive for that one. About 2 steps out in front of him in foul territory down the third base line. At the plate, Keller Edwards with 2 strikes against him now. The 0-2 pitch with a man on at first. It's outside. Nobody out so far here in the bottom of the fifth. Doc Stewart's with a 4-2 lead over the Eugene Challengers, scoring 4 times in the top of the fifth inning. 1-2 pitch coming up for Stoffel. Breaking ball. That's out into left field. Well hit. That's going to carry all the way to the fence. Gillespie up with it. He'll throw back in. The relay throw not going to go to the plate. And it's a run-scoring double for Keller Edwards. His first hit of the ball game. Ball flying around the park here today. That is the second double of the game for the Challengers. Doc's also with 2 doubles in this ball game. So both teams getting some slugging percentage going on here. Challengers get back within a run. Nobody out. single and a double in the 5th inning so far. Challengers with 1 run in. Cole Wilkinson to hit. He had a single in the 3rd. He squares to bunt and fouls it away. No, he does not. It looked like he offered. It is a strike, but he did not make contact. Oh, nope. It was a ball. That's surprising. 2-0 count. As Cole Wilkinson is ahead in the at-bat here. 2 balls, no strikes. A couple pitches missing there for Stoffel. He will lay down a bunt third base side. Stoffel gets it, throw. No, he won't make the throw to first. And another infield single on a bunt for the Challengers. And they have gotten 3 hits here to lead off in the 5th inning. And they are responding to the Doc Stewart's 4 spot in the top half of the 4th by getting runners on and looking to try and tie this game up here in the bottom of the 5th. Nobody out, and Coach Shaver out to talk to Jay Stoffel. Kyler Leichner out there with him as well. We'll see if they make a move here. We could have our first call to the pen. Schaefer doesn't look like he's going to make the move right away. Keeps looking to the dugout. They're going to leave Stoffel in for the time being. Runners at first and third with nobody out. Peyton Bracey coming up to hit. He drew a walk in the 3rd inning for his last at-bat. Shaver heads back, checking out the notes with assistant coach Eric Savage. Peyton Bracey steps in. 0 for 1 in the game. An opportunity to drive in the game-tying run here in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch is a strike from Stoffel. Stoffel checking first over his front shoulder before coming set. Runner going. Pitch misses for ball 1. And they do not throw down to second. Leichner didn't even make an attempt. So Wilkinson will get into scoring position. So first, second and third for the Challengers. They trail by 1. Bracey, a big swing and a miss for strike 2. Bracey was left stranded at second base back in the 3rd inning as he steps in here with 2 on in scoring position. The 1-2 pitch bounces, but the runners will hold. Leichner knocking it down, chasing it down the first base side just a bit. Doc Stewart's trying to get a win in Game 1 and secure the series victory against Eugene and keep the possibility of a 4-game sweep available. That pitch just off the edge. And the Doc Stewart's dugout reacting to that one. A ball 3 call to make it a full count pitch coming up for Jay Stoffel. Wilkinson out at second, Edwards at third, and the pitch way outside. A nice job by Kyler Leichner behind the plate to even get to that baseball. Stoffel looked like he pulled that one just a bit and throws it almost past Kyler Leichner to the backstop. And it looks like we will have our first call to the pen after the walk issued to Peyton Bracey. Jet Black looks like he's going to enter the game. Haven't seen Jet pitch in a little while for the Doc Stewarts. Looks like he will enter as the new pitcher as he comes out of right field. Out into right field goes Zach Holland, making his first appearance after the game, after missing 2 weeks of action due to a trip to the East Coast for a little bit of a baseball tournament. And we'll get all the changes for you after this one is set. Call to the pen brought to you by Shelby and Migulena Construction. We'll have the details when we return. Bases loaded, nobody out in the bottom of the 5th inning. Doc Stewart's leading 4-3 here on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Peter Griffin from Family Guy.
Okay.
Goofy.
Okay.
Favorite cartoon character? SpongeBob.
Tigger.
All right.
My favorite cartoon character is Squidward.
pitcher for the Ducks will be Jet Black. He moves from right field, so we need a right fielder. Zach Holland. Oh, Zach Holland is in right field. Okay.
Call of the Pen brought to you by Shelby and Migulena Construction, your local leaders for any project big or small. 30 years of quality, affordable work. Call Shelby and Migulena or visit their website, webuildhouses.com. So Jet Black is going to take over on the mound. He leaves right field. Going in defensively into right field will be Zach Holland. And we'll figure out the batting lineup when they come up. We'll see if Holland will hit for Luke Lucido, the DH, as the pitcher comes out of the game for the defensive substitution. Jet Black takes over. Right now, Jay Stoffel is in line for a possible win as a fly ball to center field. Russell makes a catch. Tag. The throw in will go towards home, but it won't be in time to get the runner. And a sacrifice fly by Charlie Updegrave will tie this one up. Russell making a nice run in to catch that one on a feet-first slide. But he was unable to get up and make a throw in to hold the runners quick enough. So Keller Edwards comes in to score. We're tied at 4. Going up to third base was Cole Wilkinson. You've got one away. Runners on the corners. And the ball game all knotted up at 4 apiece. Up to hit next, Preston White, 1 for 2 in the game. Takes the first pitch for strike 1. 0-1 count. Jet Black coming into the game. We'll get his numbers here. Throws in. It's a breaking ball right side. Luther's going to have to come in and get it. He'll throw to first. A run will come in, though, and the Challengers back in front. Scoring from third is Wilkinson. Up to second goes Bracey. White, Preston White, is out at first, but picks up an RBI on the ground out. 2 away. And it's 5-4. Eugene in front of the Doc Stewarts with a man at second and 2 down. So Preston White doesn't get a base hit, but it is a productive out, driving in the run. It was an awkward play. Jet Black tried to make the play off the mound, but couldn't quite get to it in time, and then it slowly rolled to Jacob Luther at second. At the plate, the pitch outside against Jonathan Prescott. Prescott, I believe, has a 2-0 count. Man out at second base is Peyton Bracey. Jet trying to get the final out here. That ground ball, fair ball down the third base side. Bracey will head to the plate, and Eugene's going to come in with another run as a double by Jonathan Prescott. Will pick up his second RBI of the game. That one just right down the line, tiptoeing its way down the chalk line to bring in Bracey from second. Still 2 away. But Jet Black has not been able to finish this one off. And the Doc Stewarts the Eugene Challengers will take a 2-run lead. Still 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. The 5th has been a big inning for both sides. A check swing goes through, misses badly on that pitch to Mason Croson.
I don't think he saw it. Mason Croson, the first baseman, game number 1 for the Weimar Eugene Challengers.
Croson in there. He's 1 for 2 today. Had a bunt single in the 4th. He'll hit a couple hopper towards short. It goes through the legs for Johnson into center field. Another run will come in. That will be an error at shortstop for Cody. On at first is Mason Croson. Out right between the legs there for Cody. Bracey had already scored. Coming in to score was Prescott. And the Doc Stewarts now down 7-4. They cut down the 2-0 lead, scoring 4 runs in the top of the 5th, but now have given up 5 runs here in the bottom of the 5th. So 7-4 is your score. Jet Black coming on in relief. He's now given up his first run of the game, an unearned run. 2 down. Mason Croson out at first base. Jet trying to get the first out, or get the third out, I should say. First pitch, a breaking ball on the inside edge, misses for ball one. The righty, Jet Black, on the mound, facing the ninth batter to the plate for the Challengers. Foul tip for strike one for Cal Morgan, who is 0 for 1 at the plate, scored a run back in the third. Jet will step off. Jet Black came into today's game. 4 innings worked this season in 4 games total. Had an 0-1 record. A 9.00 ERA as he misses in the dirt for a 2-1 count. So Jet, limited action on the mound this summer for the Docs so far. Ground ball, chopper foul. That'll be strike two here against Morgan. A 2-2 count. Jet needs one more to get out of this 5th inning. Docs trailing by 3, 7-4. The 2-2 delivery coming up to Morgan. Ground ball up the middle. Johnson can't get to it. It's into center field. A 2-out single for Cal Morgan. And the Challengers continue the inning. And we'll head back to the top of the lineup for a second time through. Trent Keeler led off the inning.
The shortstop, number 3, Trent Keeler.
And he'll hit for a second time. He led off with a bunt single and eventually came around to score a run. First 4 batters all got on base against Jay Stoffel. All 4 scored. Right now Stoffel was on the hook for 6 of the 7 runs, and he's on the hook for the loss. First pitch is a soft liner to second, and able to make the play is Jacob Luther. So the Doc Stewarts find themselves down by 3 as we go to the top of the 6th inning. 7-4 the score, 5 runs in for the Challengers in the bottom of the 5th. We'll have more for you as you're listening to Doc Stewart's Baseball on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Peter Griffin from Family Guy.
Okay.
Goofy.
Okay. Favorite cartoon character? SpongeBob.
Tigger.
All right.
My favorite cartoon character is Squidward.
7-4 is the score as we start the top of the 6th inning. Doc Stewart's trailing by 3 after taking a 2-run lead. They give up a big frame in the bottom of the 5th to Eugene, and the Challengers take advantage coming back to take the lead. Doc Stewart's Baseball brought to you by Clinton Newell Auto Group, your local Chevy, Buick, GMC, and Toyota dealer. Lucas Jackson still on the mound for the Challengers. He fires a breaking ball that misses for ball 1 against the Doc Stewart's catcher, Kyler Leischner, leading things off. Leischner 1 for 2 in the ball game. Fastball is fouled off for strike 1. Well, the Docs had the big 5th inning in the top half of the frame. Eugene does what every coach would like to see happen. They come back with a strong bottom half of the inning as Leischner will get underneath one out to left field. Got to fight the sun out there. Morgan will make the catch, shading his eyes with his glove the entire way. Well, there's one away now for the Doc Stewarts. They did some damage with a couple of outs in the 5th inning. We'll see if they can rally a bit here in the 6th, getting towards the tail end of this ball game. Game 1 of a doubleheader here today. Jacob Luther takes outside for ball 1, looking for his first base hit of the ball game. He reached on an error in the 5th inning, came around to score the first run of the game for the Docs. Weird to say that it's evening. It feels like the middle of the afternoon here in Eugene today as a pitch in the dirt for a 2-0 count. Nice weather, beautiful blue skies overhead. Just doesn't feel like it's 6:30 in the evening. For some reason to me it kind of feels like it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but maybe that's the Saturday feel for us here at the ballpark. We were up late last night as well. Docs winning 2 at home against the Challengers last night. The 2-0 pitch to Luther. He lines into left field. And Jacob will get his first base hit of the ballgame, gets on for a second straight time. And the Docs have a little bit of life here in the 6th inning with 1 on and 1 away. Standing in next for the Doc Stewarts is Jet Black. Now the pitcher. He's 0 for 2 in the game. Flew out to left and flew out to left in the 3rd, and he also has a fly ball out to right field in the 5th. First pitch in is low from Lucas Jackson for ball 1. Jackson into his 6th inning of work. I'm sure I am not close. Well, I'm sure I'm close, but I'm sure I'm not exact with his pitch count, up to about 85 now. He'll throw over to first. Back in safely will go Luther. Challengers had Preston White warming up earlier in the game in the bullpen. Docs look like they might just have somebody coming back from the bullpen at the moment. I did not see who was down there throwing. Might have been Doran Gillespie. At the plate, it's a 1-0 count for Jet Black. A couple of pickoff moves to first from Jackson at the moment. Throws in. That ball, ground ball right side. They've got a chance at 2. They go to second for 1, and the throw pulls the first baseman off the bag, so they won't be able to get 2 on it. Jet will get on with a fielder's choice. Out at second base will be Luther. 4 to 6 to put out there. 2 down.
The center fielder, number 1, Garrett Russell.
Back to the top of the lineup for the Docs. Russell looking to get on base for a 4th time in this ball game. I think Luther might have been running on that play. If he'd been able to suck the second baseman to the bag a little bit more, might have had a chance to sneak that ground ball from Jet Black through, but unfortunately it did not. Jet takes off. Throw down to second's not going to be in time. Jet pops up quickly. He gets in with a stolen base. And at the plate, it's a 1-0 count for Garrett. Jet, I don't know. I'll have to look here. Let's see. I got the numbers. Jet Black, that is his 2nd stolen base of the season. Into scoring position, the 1-0 for Russell. He gets jammed. That one, a roller to third base side. Up with it, Jackson. His throw to first on target in time to get Russell. First time Russell is committed to put out in the ball game. It just so happens to be the final out of the 6th inning. Docs nothing in the 6th inning. No runs, 1 hit. There were no errors, and 1 man left on base for the Doc Stewarts. They trail by 3. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Docs trying to keep it a 3-run deficit, see if they can storm back in the 7th inning to try and win Game 1 of this doubleheader. Back after this with the bottom of the 6th on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Douglas County is your home, but no matter where life takes you, Cascade Community Credit Union will be there whenever you need us. Through every adventure, we'll be there with access to over 30,000 no-fee ATMs worldwide. Through every triumph, we'll be there every step of the way with a home mortgage. And through all life's little quirks, we'll be there with one-on-one support to get you back on the road in no time. Neighbors are there for each other, and that's exactly who we are. Cascade Community Credit Union, there whenever you need us.
Gotta go with barbecue.
Cracked pepper.
Spitz cracked pepper.
Spitz cracked pepper.
Aunt Carol's barbecue seeds.
Barbecue.
Ranch.
Barbecue.
Ranch.
the sixth inning here at Sweet Johnson Stadium at Gary Selby Field. Primark Eugene challenges American Legion Baseball on KKNX. Brought to you by
The second baseman, number 14, Keller Edwards.
Affordable gym memberships with no contracts.
Bottom of the sixth inning, back and forth affair. Docs trail 7-4. Eugene storming back in the bottom of the fifth inning to retake the lead after they led 2-0 through the first 4 innings of play. On the mound is Doran Gillespie pitching. Oh, excuse me, that's Jet Black still pitching. Out into right field, Zach Holland there to make the catch. Holland will make the catch on the ball in play by Keller Edwards for the first out of the sixth inning. Jet, I don't know exactly why, but I mistook him for Doran on that first pitch. Doran's still out in left field. I think he might have been warming up in the bullpen, but it's still Jet Black out there on the mound. First pitch of the at-bat here to Cole Wilkinson. He takes for strike one. The 0-1 pitch, inside corner to the lefty, just a bit inside. A 1-1 count now for Wilkinson, who comes in 2 for 3 in this ball game. A pair of singles. Last one was a bunt single on the infield. He lines that one to right field, just foul. Down that right field line, it's tough to tell how far it's hooking down that direction, but he ends up putting it well into foul territory by about like 8-10 feet. Pitch outside, a 2-2 count now for Wilkinson. Jet Black, again, limited appearances so far this season, getting a chance here. He'll miss outside, and the count will go full. 3 balls and 2 strikes here against Cole Wilkinson. He hits a sharp one-hopper to first base. Jonathan Stone will chase it down in right field. Wilkinson gets on. That a hard-hit ball right to first base. And Wilkinson will get a base knockout of that one. That one on quickly on Stone. Did his best he could to try and field it, but a short hop right at him. That's one of those tough plays.
Baseman, number 9, Peyton Bracey.
So Cole Wilkinson ends up at first base with that frozen rope that Jonathan still.
1 on, 1 away.
So an out.
And the first pitch misses for ball 1 here against Peyton Bracey, who's 0 for 1 in the game with a pair of walks and a run scored. Throw over to first base. Stone will save the ball from going by. Oh, scoreboard reading 0-1. I had thought it was a 1-0 count. So the 1 strike pitch, runner going. In for a called strike. Throw down to second, not in time. So into scoring position with 1 away. And the runner going to third, and they're going to get Wilkinson trying to take an extra base, thinking he might have caught the defense off guard. He steals second, and in an attempt to try and steal third, Jet Black makes a throw over to Zach Mandera, and they get the out. That one had me sleeping. I was looking down at my scorebook and look up and see Wilkinson trying to take third, catching the Doc Stewart's off guard, and he, unfortunately for him, he gets thrown out at third. So the bases are empty with 2 down, and it's a 1-2 count here against Peyton Bracey. Jet Black now a strike away from getting out of the bottom of the 6th inning and sending the Docs to the plate, and he'll do it with a swing and a miss out of Bracey. That'll wrap it up. It's another Joe's Towing strikeout. We head to the top of the 7th inning. Docs need 3 to tie, 4 to take the lead. We'll have it for you when we return on CBS Sports Radio 1490, The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
Well, it comes down to this here in Game 1 of today's doubleheader. Doc Stewart's trail 7-4. Lucas Jackson still on the mound for the Eugene Challengers, trying to go a complete game victory here. He did give up 4 runs in the 5th inning to give up the lead briefly, but Eugene rallied back to score 5 in the bottom of the 5th, and they lead 7-4 against the Doc Stewarts. Right now on the hook for the loss is Jay Stoffel if the score stays the way it is. Stoffel was trying to get to 3 wins and become the first Doc's pitcher to get 3 wins on the season. He'll need his teammates to help bail him out and make sure he's not the first Docs pitcher to get 3 losses on the year. Doran Gillespie leads things off for the Docs. He is 1 for 2 in the game with a sac bunt and a RBI double. First pitch from Jackson in the dirt for ball 1. Gillespie, a double in the 5th inning to drive in Jacob Luther, the first run of the game for the Docs. He later scored on the double by Luke Lucido. Gillespie grounds it to third. It's into left field, and the Docs will have the leadoff man on. Gillespie, his second hit of the ball game. He has been hitting well as of late. I did not print out updated stats, so I don't have those for us, but Gillespie, he's been coming on as of late for the Doc Stewarts, and that's been great to see. Started very hot for the Roseburg Indians during the spring season, but faded towards the end of the season. Kind of a slower start to the summer season, but he is off to a sharp start now. Ball to right field on the first pitch by Jonathan Stone. First time that Stone will not draw a walk in this ball game. Goes after the first pitch he sees, flies out to right field. Zach Holland does bat in the spot of the pitcher, which was a DH for the catcher or for the pitcher. It was Luke Lucido hitting. Zach Holland has been away from the team for the last 2 weeks. Holland playing in a perfect game All-Star Series out in Atlanta, Georgia. We'll talk to him more about that coming up in between games. He's our player interview coming up. First pitch to the lefty from the lefty is a little bit high. Mentioned earlier that Zach Holland, we talked about, he's, I believe, the only left-handed batter in the lineup for the Doc Stewarts. He'll chop it 1, and it's off the plate foul back behind home for strike 1. Out at first base, Doran Gillespie with 1 away. The 1-1 pitch outside to Holland. It'll go to a 2-1 count. On at first is Gillespie. Holland's 2-1 pitch. Gets jammed, that one in the air on the infield. Bracey calling for it as he waves his arms. He'll make the catch for out number 2. 2 down. Zach Mandera will step in with the Docs on the verge of losing Game 1 of today's doubleheader. Docs trying to win the series against the Challengers. They'll need to win at least one of the 2 games against Eugene to take 3 out of the 4 games in league play this season. Mandera will stand in 0 for 3 in the game. Perfect time for a base knock for him. He'll take a breaking ball for strike 1. That's the same pitch that struck him out in his last at-bat in the 5th inning. A sweeping breaking ball that comes from the lefty to the righty. He swings. It's a ground ball to third, and it gets by Bracey into left field. They are going to hold the runner out at second base. Gillespie stays there. Coach Shaver not wanting to commit the final out, trying to be too aggressive on the bases. Base knocked down the third base side. Misplayed a little bit there, but he misses everything, and it'll be a base hit to left field for his first of the game.
Number 12, Cody Johnson.
Bracey kind of sidestepped it and stabbed at it, and it gets by him. 2 on, still 2 away. Cody Johnson looking for his field take high for ball 1. Johnson will represent the game-tying run for the Dodgers. They need 3 to force the bottom of the 7th. 4 could possibly give them a lead and the victory. pitch in the dirt for a 2-0 count. I say the 4 runs could possibly give them the lead. That is incorrect. 4 runs would give Doc Stewart the lead, but it could also possibly give them the